Okay, so I am here visiting with my friend. And today is a very special day because someone is in town, right? Who is visiting Dayton?
The President of the United States.
Right. And he is here because of the recent shootings, right?
Yes. He is using the recent shootings because of his re-election campaign.
Right.
He's using that as a handshake to all the survivors and all the first responders. He's just using it as a tool to get re-elected.
Right, right.
He's doing it as just a job.
Right,
I don't think he really gives a shit about the people that got shot.
Yeah.
I really don't think he gives a shit about the first responders. He gives a shit about getting reelected.
Right.
So, sorry about the curse words, but
I know you are very passionate about violence. Now tell me, what are your thoughts on the recent shooting in Dayton?
I have no idea why he did it yet. But I heard from people that knew the guy, or one person that knew the guy, that he was a very quiet person, and he always had this blank stare in his eyes. And this is from someone that actually went to school with him.
Okay.
So, his name was Connor something or other. And
now, you know, violence has been on the rise for a long time. And recently there were several different places where violence occurred.
Texas. And I'm pretty sure when I saw Air Force One go across the sky, that he was probably headed to Texas, but he had to have a detour in Kansas or something like that.
Right.
But he was probably headed to Texas to do another similar, what do you call it, when you're doing something publicly just for publicity?
Publicity?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was doing another,
well, you know, he wants to get reelected, so
he is going to get reelected because the Democrats don't have anybody that really stands out in the crowd.
Right.
And it definitely won't be Hillary.
Right.
I don't even think she's running.
Well, no, she's not even in the race.
No.
But let's go back to talking about the violence that occurs. I mean, you are homeless, right?
Yes.
And there's even violence that occurs within the homeless community.
Yes, there is. And I've seen it on YouTube before. It's called bum bashing.
Bum bashing?
Bum bashing.
Oh.
And either a group of high school students will beat up a homeless person, or they will pay two homeless people to fight each other. Because most homeless people are addicted to alcohol or some sort of other drug.
Right.
So they'll take the money and they'll beat the crap out of each other.
Now, have you ever been beaten up?
No, not ever. I'm a pretty big guy. So I haven't really ever been threatened.
Well, that's good, you know, because I'd hate to see something bad come to you. You know, I've known you for a little bit now. I try to come by at least once a week and drop off food for you guys. How many of you would you say hang out in this little area?
10 to 11.
10 to 11.
Yeah.
And the last time I was here, you told me this space right here, this is actually your home, right?
It's where I sleep. Yeah.
And when I arrived, you said, you're welcome to visit me at home anytime you want.
Yes.
I thought that was so sweet. You know that.
It's true. This is where I live. It's where I lay my head.
Literally, right?
Literally.
On that little mat that you have there, right?
On the pillow that you're using
and
as a seat.
You loaned me the pillow here so I could kneel down on. I thought that was very sweet. Now, do several of you guys kind of sleep huddled together here for protection?
Sometimes he stays here.
Uh-huh.
A lot of times I'm sitting here alone. But it's okay. The only thing I'm really worried about is if a stray dog gets out. A stray dog could cause real trouble because I don't have a knife or anything
Right.
to defend myself.
And then you also have bad feet, so
Yeah, I
You
couldn't
can't
run.
really-
I couldn't run away.
you couldn't really run away if
No.
a stray dog came.
No.
The last time you told me that you had some of your toes amputated, right?
All 5 of my toes on this foot are amputated, and 1 toe on this foot is amputated. So I won't be running anytime soon.
Uh-huh.
I'm not participating in that 5K run that I signed up for last year.
Right. Uh-huh. Now, this shopping cart, you also told me that is it's not just your office, but it's your mobility device.
It is my mobility device. I'm supposed to use a walker. And Medicaid had actually at one point given me a wheelchair. But since I can still basically walk with something to balance on, so I've been using that, and the wheelchair got stolen. So,
Right. You were sleeping, you said, when
yes,
the
I was
wheelchair.
sleeping, the wheelchair got stolen,
Oh.
and the walker got stolen.
Oh my goodness
And
sake.
they got taken, I'm sure they got taken to the scrap yard for like 40 or 50 cents.
Right, right. And so you truly need this shopping cart to help with your balance, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
I absolutely do. I can walk for short distances without the shopping cart, but not for very long.
Right, right. And it looks like you've been adding to your office, right? You've been doing some remodeling in your office.
Those new things are from the people from Goodwill, and there's a couple guys at Goodwill. They keep coming by and they give me little snacks and stuff. And they gave me that raincoat.
Oh,
Which
okay.
is that orange thing.
Now let me ask you, right now the weather is nice. You've been sleeping outdoors. What happens in wintertime? Where do you go? I mean, I don't want to know the location.
Oh,
but
I don't know the location. Basically an abandoned house.
abandoned house, yeah.
Yeah, it keeps the wind off of you. It doesn't keep you warm unless you can rig the electricity up.
Right,
Which I don't want to go into the details of that.
Right.
But
So it's just good for keeping the elements off of you.
right.
But it's not very warm, I know that.
No, the last couple winters I've had military sleeping bags, and they were rated for negative 30 degrees. So I woke up with like 4 inches of snow on top of me, and I was sweating.
What happened to them?
They got stolen.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
It's like
Yeah.
everything gets stolen on the street.
Everything gets stolen. These people out here on the streets will steal the paint off of your house and then try and sell it back to you.
And they have no respect.
No respect. Not even for people that have nothing like me. I have nothing. And they'll still steal anything that I got.
Right.
Everything I have is on this shopping cart. Every single thing is on this shopping cart. All of my possessions, all of my worldly possessions are on this shopping cart.
So you live a forced minimalist life.
Yes,
Right.
just like John Lennon.
Right.
Just like John Lennon said, imagine no possessions. It's easy if you try.
Right.
No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Ooh, ooh. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. And sometimes my friends actually call me John.
Yeah?
accidentally.
Uh-huh.
They don't even know what they're saying. They're like, John. They're like, you remind me so much of John Lennon because you have the same attitude.
Uh-huh.
And I love that song, Imagine.
Now, let me ask you,
Certainly.
are you happy?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I am happy. I occasionally have, just like everybody does, I occasionally have troubles once in a while.
Uh-huh.
But
Right.
yeah, I'm happier here than I would be in a house
Why is that?
because I'm free.
You're free. Okay.
I have absolutely zero responsibilities.
Right.
The only thing my job is to cash in other people's scrap for them,
Uh-huh.
which is illegal,
Mhm.
but that's what I do.
Now, do you receive any government assistance?
Not yet,
Not yet.
but I'm going to work on that.
Okay.
The
Okay.
next time I go to the hospital,
Mhm.
I'm going to get back with the lawyers
Mhm.
that are going to get me government assistance.
So people watching this video who might say, "Oh, I feel bad for him," they shouldn't, because
No.
you are happy, right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're fine, right?
I'm more than fine.
Now, how many years have you been living on the street?
I first decided to become homeless back when I was like 17 years old,
Uh-huh.
because my buddy took me to a rock concert of the Grateful Dead,
Uh-huh.
and I saw how free they were hippies,
Uh-huh.
and my parents were hippies,
Uh-huh.
and so I saw how free they were.
Uh-huh.
They just lived for the moment.
Right.
Lived for the moment.
Uh-huh.
And that's exactly what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Right.
But, you know, when I was in high school and I talked to the government teacher, the government teacher had a social worker come in and talk to everybody,
Uh-huh.
and they say, what do you want to be? And I said I wanted to be a deadhead,
A deadhead. Okay.
which
Right.
which is a hippie.
Right. Uh-huh.
So I said I wanted to be a deadhead, and she's like, what is a deadhead? I'm like, people that follow the Grateful Dead around and sell tie-dye t-shirts,
Uh-huh.
and they make tie-dye t-shirts, and they make hair braids and stuff like that. So she's like, well, what happens when the Grateful Dead dies? I was like, well, I don't know, but they'll never die.
Uh-huh.
They'll always be around. But I don't know.
Now, let me see. Do you have a happy moment from your childhood?
The first time I took LSD,
Was that a happy moment?
it was a scary moment,
Scary.
but it was also happy because I survived.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. First time I took LSD, I had bought it at the first Grateful Dead show,
Uh-huh.
and most of the time we always heard in school, all the kids in school said that LSD costs $5 for a square of paper, about a quarter inch.
Uh-huh.
So I was walking through the parking garage at the first Grateful Dead show,
Uh-huh.
and this dude was like, beers $5 a piece. No, beers $1 a piece. He was just joking around.
Uh-huh.
So he's selling beers for $1 a piece, and I asked the guy, I was so ignorant about the whole deal. I was like, do you need to see our IDs? He's like, hell no. So he sold us both a Budweiser for $1 a piece. He's like, you want some acid? I was like, holy shit. I was like, I never thought it would be this easy. Man.
So that is a happy moment for you?
It's a very happy moment. We kept that acid inside of an album for like 3 months. Until around my birthday in April.
Oh.
And I was finally like, let's just do it and see if it works. So we're sitting there watching David Letterman. And it's not working. It's not working. Nothing's happening. It's not like it instantly makes you high.
Right.
But it takes about 45 minutes the first time.
Now what happened when it finally kicked in?
Well, we were looking at a piece of fuzz on the carpet. Both of us were. And David Letterman had just gone off. And his mom was sleeping upstairs. So we're both looking at this piece of fuzz like it's funnier than hell. It's like being as stoned on weed that you possibly ever could be. But it lasts for like 8 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was okay though. I mean, except there was one difference here. It was tax day. So I was sleeping alongside my friend in his bed, and his mom yells that we have to go to the post office and take the tax papers in.
Okay.
Yeah, and it scared the shit out of us because things get scary when there's loud noises and stuff when you're under the influence of LSD.
Right.
Things get very scary. Even the smallest thing gets very scary. So his mom yelled at us and we had to walk up to the post office and deliver her tax papers to the post office. And I was like, oh my gosh. Because it was scary as hell going out into the wild open
while being stoned.
Yes, I was stoned as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Maybe I shouldn't say anything, but
Now let me ask you about your office. You told me this is also your office, and this is where you pretty much keep everything that you own, right?
it is everything I own.
Everything you own. So you have a closet here. You've got your clothes. You have a rain gear. You said somebody gave you
Just today.
and then you've got shampoos and things like that, wet ones. Oh, and you still have the socks I gave you.
Yes,
Okay, I hope you use them, all right?
I will.
Okay. Now, let me ask you, there's some agencies in town that allow the homeless to go bathe once a week.
Yeah, the LAC.
Do you take them up on that offer or
No,
no?
no.
So where would you go to
To the scrapyard.
shower?
They have a hose, and you're allowed to use it anytime you want,
Oh, really?
except during business hours.
Oh,
So
wow.
after business hours, you're allowed to use the hose to shower.
Okay, so you do go and you shower?
No,
No.
I have never done that.
Uh-huh.
I'd rather be dirty. Because the dirt is a protective layer of dirt.
Right,
It
right.
prevents insects from biting me.
Uh-huh.
It prevents, like, women from
Right.
coming near me.
But is there ever a time that you feel like, oh, I gotta go take a shower?
Yep, there is.
Because I see you have body wash and shampoo and stuff like
I
that
do
there.
have body wash and shampoo.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a hose down there, right down the street.
Yeah, you said the scrap yard is just down the street, right? Yeah. So, sweetie, I want to thank you. It was good seeing you. You know, when I don't see you, I miss you. You know? That's why I try and come around.
But the reason I wasn't here for the past couple days
Uh-huh.
is because I was watching my friend's dog. He got beat up. So
Oh.
I was watching 3 dogs.
Uh-huh.
He's got 2 pit bulls
Uh-huh.
and some kind of mixed dog.
Okay.
But, so I was watching his dogs for him. And on Sunday, while he was still in the hospital,
Uh-huh.
I had to come down here and beg some food from Bruce.
Uh-huh.
Bruce is the guy that owns the scrapyard. or
Now
one-
you always have something to eat, right?
oh, I never go without anything to eat.
Now I did bring you a couple of like raviolis, spaghettis, and granola bar. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy it, sweetie.
Oh, I will.
And I want you to know that God loves you, okay? You believe that?
I believe that.
Okay. All right, sweetie. Look, I'm here getting real comfortable, okay? I took my shoes off and I'm just chilling here with you. But
Hey, you could chill. You could chill here all night.
yeah.
I guarantee your safety.
You told me the last time that you would protect me, right?
Of course.
I thought that was so sweet. All right, sweetie. You're like my Superman, right?
But I don't know.
Except you don't have a cape.
Maybe if you had kryptonite, maybe it would destroy me. But
All right, sweetie. It was so good seeing you again. I like coming down and seeing you and giving you stuff and hearing your inspirational words. And
hey, one thing I want to say
uh-huh.
is no matter how far down the scale you are, no matter how far down the ladder you are,
Uh-huh.
you're always able to look up.
That's right.
You can always look up,
That's right.
and that's where you should go.
And if you look up, you'll see Christ up there. Right?
Or you at least see some clouds.
Well, listen, God has been keeping you safe all these years, right?
I think I've had some part in that. I don't know if God was completely in charge of all that. I've slept underneath buses in the middle of the desert,
Yeah, you told me.
and I was worried about rattlesnakes getting.
Look,
in
that
my
sounds
sleeping
like
bag.
a song. Like you could put music to those words. I've slept under buses. You'll always be my hippie, sweetie.
Well, thank you very much. That is a compliment.
And you know, when I was younger, I used to love Stevie Nicks. I used to dress just like her in the boots and the long dresses. I used to hang out in coffee shops, poetry readings, all that stuff. So I've always had a soft spot for the hippie generation.
Well, I always have too because my parents were hippies.
Yeah.
They smoked weed like you wouldn't believe.
Now, do you ever hear from your parents?
I talk to my dad once in a while, and talk to my mom. I try and call her once a week.
Uh-huh.
My mom is doing just fine.
Are they
Dad-
here in Ohio?
No, my mom is in West Virginia,
Uh-huh.
which is really far away.
Uh-huh.
And my dad, he lives up off North Dixie,
Okay.
and he was lucky to get missed by the tornadoes, but he's dying from leukemia,
Oh, he's dying from leukemia.
Yes.
Yeah.
so he doesn't have much more time on this earth.
Now, do you think your mother worries about you?
I know she does,
Yeah.
but she knows how strong I am.
You know, you must be very strong because all these years living on the street, you are a survivor. Huh?
Have you ever seen the show Naked and Afraid?
I've heard of it.
It's where they take people from like middle America,
Uh-huh.
like say from Middletown or Centerville, and they take their clothes off and they throw them into this survival situation. And they only give them a choice of a couple different things. One of them's a fire starter, and the other one is a machete. So they can start fire, and that's about all they give them. And there's poisonous snakes, poisonous spiders, and there's cougars, and all kinds of other different animals that would kill you. Yeah, and I can't believe one of the cameramen actually got bit by a poisonous snake, and they had to rescue him. But there's been all kinds of injuries. But
well, you have been a survivor all these years. So, sweetie, I want to thank you again for stopping and talking to me and inviting me to your humble home. You said you're always welcome in my home. And
exactly.
To me, that is very special and beautiful.
And yesterday, when the wind kicked up and it was about to storm, the guy that owns this building invited me to come in his building so I would stay out of the rain. He actually pushed my shopping cart into his building.
Oh, that is so sweet. Okay, sweetie, enjoy what I gave you. And God willing, I'll come back in about a week or so and see how you're doing and bringing you more stuff, okay?
Well, thank you very much.
All right, sweetie. God loves you.
God bless you.